We do not want to bury any more of our children. Gun violence is an urgent American crisis.
Strong words from Madison's mayor as we learn new details about an East Side shooting that left one teenager dead and others injured.
Plus, the interstate north of Madison is finally back open after a crash caused massive delays this morning.
And we'll share more on the future of Governor Evers' billion-dollar child care bill after lawmakers held a public hearing today. You're watching News 3 now at 5. Our breaking news coverage on the East Madison shooting continues at 5. 3 Madison teens were hurt. Another was killed after police say a car full of suspects pulled up to an apartment complex and started shooting indiscriminately.
Family has identified the teen who was killed as Kaisha Miller, an East High School student.
We have live team coverage as new developments come to light. News 3 Now's Catherine Merck at the police station with an update from police and community leaders.
And Kyle Pozorski is live at the scene of the shooting with how the community is reacting tonight. Let's begin with Catherine. Catherine, what have city leaders had to say about this?
Eric and Susan, with a 15-year-old girl that is now dead and 3 other teens that were injured, Madison's top leaders came together saying there needs to be action to address the violence issues that are happening on Madison's east side. Here's what we learned at today's press briefing. Police provided pictures from surveillance video of the suspects involved in the shooting. It shows a vehicle believed to be a Lexus SUV pulling up to the area and 4 people getting out. Those people then began firing round after round, not caring for who or what they may have hit, as the police chief said today. While addressing a question about the precautions people should take in this area, the chief said what the teens were doing was normal and that these students should not have been shot.
You know, people were out. And people did get hurt. And there's nothing wrong with being out, in my judgment, at 8:30 talking to your friends.
And my thoughts are with the family, the friends, the classmates, and the neighbors of these young victims. Our entire community is in mourning for the young girl that was killed.
Officials have not publicly identified the victim yet, but the interim MMSD superintendent said she was a student at East High School. The victims who are surviving are also MMSD students. Police are still searching for the suspects that you just saw in those videos and pictures there. Police are asking with anyone with information to come forward to Madison Police or to Madison Crime Stoppers. Reporting live in downtown Madison, I'm Catherine Merck, News 3 Now.
Now, earlier today, we also spoke with Derek Field. He is the District 3 alder who represents the area where the shooting happened. He said there is a lot of frustration growing in the community, with many saying this shooting never should have happened.
So I'm asking the city attorney's office to consider a change to that policy, to consider homicides more severely, given the gravity of a homicide, so that we don't need to get to 3. That, shocking as it is to say, 2 homicides at a property is enough to declare a chronic nuisance.
Madison school district officials also addressed the community this afternoon. Madison's interim superintendent, Lisa Quaisted, says she knows people are hurting right now and the school will be offering the community support.
There are no words to describe the immense impact of this tragedy. However, our school district and our city is a united community. We are all interconnected. We will process this together, and we will look out for each other together.
Quaisted also said student services teams are providing support for staff, students, and their families, as well as neighborhoods impacted by this shooting.
And we will have more live breaking news coverage of this story tonight on News 3 Now at 6. Armand Rahman spoke with neighbors who tried to save the teen's life.
You can watch the entire news conference from this afternoon right now on channel3000.com. Let's get a check now on the weather. This week will end with an alert day because of rain. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano is on the weather patio with the latest. Jacob?
Yeah, the alert day is for Friday and Friday night, where we could see 1 to 2 inches of rain during that time frame alone. But this system is expected to start tonight and last all the way through Saturday. So we could see a total of 1 to 3 inches of rain, with localized amounts possibly above 3 inches. Now, the good news is that we're not expected to see any severe weather can never rule it out, but that's not what's the biggest threat. The biggest threat will be the heavy rain, and it's also going to be pretty windy. Now, looking at the current radar, that system is starting a little bit right now. There is some rain in the southwestern portion of our area, but also plenty of rain just to the south of us, and a lot of those storms in Iowa have been producing some severe weather. Now, zooming in on our specific area where the rain is forming right now in portions of Crawford and Lafayette counties. Actually, I believe that's Grant County, my bad. In general, though, we are only seeing some light to moderate rain at this hour, and we could continue to see these showers and storms develop to the south of Madison near the Illinois border. But for the most part, areas north of Madison are not going to see a lot of rain tonight. But the rain is expected to continue throughout the night for those areas south of Madison. And then by the time we get to the day tomorrow, the rest of our area will likely see rain, with the heaviest occurring on Friday. Now, looking at the temperatures tonight, we'll see lows in the upper 40s and lower 50s, with the showers and possibly some storms in the southern portion of our region. I'll talk more in detail about the timing of this rainfall. I'll take you through FutureCast all the way through Saturday, where the rain is expected to end. I'll have those details coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. A crash causing major backups and lane closures on I-90-94 just west of the Columbia and Sauk County line. It has finally cleared now within just the last hour.
All of the westbound lanes had been closed for several hours before reopening at 4 o'clock this afternoon. Our Jalen Banks went to the scene to check out what happened. Jalen?
Susan and Eric, when I arrived to the scene, I saw multiple first responder vehicles and large tow trucks. You could also see what appeared to be a semi-like truck deep into a ditch. I parked my car at a nearby business, and a worker told me that before I arrived, they saw multiple ambulances headed toward the direction of the crash. As of now, we haven't heard from State Patrol about who was involved in the crash or any potential injuries. We will keep you updated as we gather more information at channel3000.com.
Jalen, thank you. New at 5, the Sun Prairie Police Department is looking to expand its Community Advisory Board. That board launched back in 2020 with 17 members. Now, it aims to give Sun Prairie residents a chance to speak with police about any safety concerns they have, and also help build community policing concepts and programs to form better policing strategies. The board is looking for adult and high school student volunteers from a wide range of backgrounds. Adult members would serve a renewable 3-year term, while high school students would serve a maximum of 2 one-year terms. If you're interested, submit an application by October 22nd. For more information, look for the story at channel3000.com.
U.S. officials have confirmed 22 Americans are among the dead in the terror attacks in Israel. The war has claimed more than 2,200 lives on both sides so far, and we want to warn you, some images and details in this story are graphic. Israel's military says it killed dozens of Hamas militants today, hiding in the Be'eri kibbutz area. President Biden and Vice President Harris spoke with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu this morning, voicing unwavering support. Meanwhile, the United Nations Secretary General is calling for the immediate release of more than 100 hostages being held by Hamas, expressing serious concern for any spillover of the conflict. Israeli airstrikes have taken out entire city blocks, and Gaza's only power plant has run out of fuel.
There has to be a humanitarian intervention in order to avoid a looming catastrophe.
The U.S. is discussing the issue of safe passage for civilians from Gaza.
Coming up, Jacob has more on that upcoming alert day.
Plus, what local communities are saying about Governor Evers' child care and workforce bill after lawmakers held a public hearing.
And on Wall Street, midweek trading sees a 66-point climb for the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The Nasdaq up 97. The S&P 500 adds 19. And we'll be right back.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
You've probably heard by now, but Wanakee Remodeling has been transforming homes for the better part of half a century by installing materials that stand the test of time from a team of trusted home pros. Our design team delivers a turnkey experience for your interior or exterior remodeling project, leaving you with a home you love. At Wanakee Remodeling, we'll never stop improving. Right now, get a special window offer. Buy one window, get one 40% off plus special financing. Visit WanakeeRemodeling.com for more.
Progress means producing renewable fuels for trucks on the road today. We're partnering with farmers to develop these fuels using everything from plant byproducts to cow manure. And then using those fuels to help lower the life cycle carbon intensity of the transportation industry. Driving the world forward today while forging new roads to the future. That's energy in progress.
He grew up a middle-class kid in a middle-class town. And while Joe Biden's traveled far and wide, Scranton, Pennsylvania has never left him. He knows what life is like for working people and knows middle-class life is too expensive right now. That's why he's passing laws to lower costs, capping insulin at $35 a month for seniors, giving Medicare the power to negotiate with drug companies for lower prices, lowering health insurance premiums for millions, and investing in American-made clean energy to lower power costs for families. For Joe Biden, it's about restoring the sense of security working people deserve. That simple promise, that peace of mind. He's determined to get it back because of where he's from and who he is.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Spas. The Swim Spa Hot Tub and Sauna Show is coming this weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison. Rows and rows of spas, hot tubs, and swim spas. The largest display in the state. Save up to 60% on all in-stock models. This weekend only at the arena at the Alliant Energy Center in Madison.
We have an alert day Friday for potential heavy rain, but the entire system will begin tonight and last until Saturday. More details at 6.
And the changes Republicans think are needed before Governor Evers' billion-dollar child care package can be passed. That's tonight at 6.
A local couple charged for damage to a rental car.
We knew we didn't do anything, so I called to call for action.
And our team helped them avoid paying a big bill.
I'm just happy that she could make all of our problems go away.
If you have a consumer issue, call for action. Only from News 3 Now.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Congress may be on the verge of electing a new Speaker of the House. Republican lawmakers who hold the majority have selected Steve Scalise as their nominee, but the caucus does remain somewhat divided. Scalise edged out Ohio Congressman, UW-Madison alum Jim Jordan, 113 to 99 in a private vote among Republicans to win the GOP Speaker nomination. The new Speaker, whoever it is, will have to hit the ground running with the federal government facing a range of critical issues.
To help families get back on track, to address our border crisis, to get our economy moving again, to address the spending in Washington that's driving inflation, high energy costs.
The federal government runs out of money in just 37 days. That's a fight that led to previous Speaker Kevin McCarthy's dismissal. The White House wants Congress to pass a new bill with billions of dollars in military aid. It's been several months now since that underwater explosion destroyed a submersible en route to see the wreckage of the Titanic. And today, the Coast Guard announced it has recovered the remaining debris from that sub. 5 people were on board the Titan vessel. A spokesperson said what is likely human remains was among the debris collected. The Marine Board of Investigation is coordinating with the National Transportation Safety Board to examine exactly what happened. Investigators will continue to analyze evidence and conduct interviews with witnesses ahead of a public hearing on that deadly explosion.
At the Capitol, the governor's billion-dollar child care and workforce package got a public hearing today. But what is the future of the proposal? Political reporter Will Keneally breaks down the latest developments.
Democrats and the governor have been pushing for the better part of a year for more child care funding here in Wisconsin. And today we saw a public hearing on that proposal that's been months in the making.
We're the workforce behind the workforce, but nobody's interested in supporting that.
Child care providers offered testimony today on a huge billion-dollar proposal Governor Evers has put forward on child care and workforce development. One of the key pieces of this for many providers, the governor is including more than $300 million in direct aid to child care providers.
In your mind or perspective, the best business model relies on government subsidies?
At some point, you hit a piece where parents can't pay that much. We raised our rates 20% in June when our funding was cut by 50%. They will raise an additional 20% in January when the funds run dry completely.
Now, a good portion of the Evers plan also deals with workforce issues, including paid family leave and investments in UW campuses, like a new engineering building in Madison.
We'll increase by 1,000 undergraduates and about 400 master's and PhD students. These will all go into the workforce.
I would hope it's in this bill at the end.
Senator Dan Fine is the Republican chair of the committee which heard the bill today.
There are some good things in here, but there are some things that we want to learn more about. We're going to probably amend this to fix some of the things that we think need fixing in it, but right now it's doing our due diligence.
And we could see them continue to work on this bill over the next few months. Reporting from the Capitol, Will Keneally, News 3 Now.
RSV season is ramping up, and doctors are hoping a new shot to prevent the virus eases cases after last year's record. This new Beyfortus RSV antibody shot is bringing hope. It helps prevent the virus in babies from birth to 8 months or in older babies with severe risk factors. But so far, it's been hard to find for some health systems.
There was not an infrastructure in place to roll out monoclonal antibodies. And so even though we have families that are requesting it, we can't meet their demands.
A big complication is cost. At $500 a dose, it'll likely be covered by most insurance plans, but providers need to order the shot before knowing how much they'll be reimbursed. The American Academy of Pediatrics is recommending that every baby whose mother didn't get the maternal shot receive the shot in the first week after birth.
Let's get a check on the weather now. An alert day is coming up for Friday. Here's meteorologist Jacob Montesano. Jacob?
Thanks, Susan. The alert day will be for Friday because of the heavy rainfall. We're not expected to see a ton of severe weather, but cannot rule it out. But in general, we'll see around 1 to 2 inches on Friday, 1 to 3 inches for the entire system, which will begin tonight, kind of beginning right now for a few locations, and it's going to last all the way until Saturday. So looking at the 3 things you need to know, I already talked about the rainfall, but we could see a few storms this evening, mainly to the south of Madison. Places north of Madison probably won't see a ton of rainfall, but we're also not expected to see a lot of thunderstorms after this evening. We'll mostly see showers, but those showers could get pretty heavy. And on top of the rainfall, we're going to be pretty windy with gusts possibly up to 40 miles per hour at times. So it's going to be rainy and it's going to be windy over the next couple of days. So here's a look at future track. Again, some showers, maybe some storms to the south of Madison this evening and tonight. During the overnight hours, the rain looks to stay to the south of Madison for the most part. But again, we're not expecting to see a lot of rain tonight. The widespread rain will move into our area starting during the morning tomorrow. And there could be some pockets of heavy rain at times, but the heaviest will occur on Friday. So going a little bit further, as we get into tomorrow night, it looks like the heaviest rain tomorrow night will be to the north of Madison. And then as we get into Friday, we're expected to see some pretty widespread heavy rain, as we'll see a line of rain, possibly even some storms move into our area in the morning. And then as the winds shift, the rain is just going to kind of linger across our area throughout the afternoon and evening into the overnight hours on Friday. And it could be pretty heavy for several hours for a few locations. And then by the time we get to Saturday morning, that's when the rain will start to break up, although we will still see some lingering showers for a few locations throughout much of the day on Saturday. So total precipitation from this system could be over 2 inches, approaching 3 inches for some. A lot of these numbers are subject to change. That there will likely be certain areas that see more rain than others. It all depends on where some of these heavier bands of rain occur, but be prepared for the rain nonetheless. So let me take you through the timing of it once again. Not going to see a whole lot this evening. This is specifically for Madison. And then as we get towards tomorrow afternoon, we will likely see some rainfall, although there will be a dip in that chance of rain for tomorrow night. And then for Friday, it's going to pretty much be 100%, and that includes Friday night as well. So looking at a bit more of a daytime forecast, we'll see that the rain chances increase tonight with a good chance of rain tomorrow, slight dip Thursday, and then Friday and Friday night is when we will see the most rain. Likely going to be a washout Friday, and then throughout the weekend we'll see the rain chances diminish. By the time we get to the beginning of next work week, rain chances will be just about 0. So here's a look at the wind gust forecast. As I mentioned, we're going to see those gusty winds as well. We'll see wind gusts up to 35, maybe approaching 40 miles per hour at times. but the windiest weather will occur Friday. Not going to be quite as windy tomorrow, but still pretty breezy at times. And then by the time we get to Saturday, similar to the rain, that's when the winds are going to die down a little bit. Low temperatures tonight will be in the upper 40s, lower 50s. So with the rainfall, temperatures aren't going to be as cool during the overnight hours, but highs tomorrow will be cooler than the highs today, with highs only in the middle to lower 50s, as we will see rain for pretty much just about everyone. Alert day for Friday. It just came to my awareness that Friday is Friday the 13th. In October, and we have an alert day, so pretty ironic there. Temperatures are going to remain in the 50s for much of next week. Lower 50s to start the work week, middle 50s to end it. We could see a chance of rain by the end of next week, but not going to be as bad as it will be the next couple of days. So for your firstborn traffic, not a lot going on across Madison. There is a slowdown on the 151 around Verona, but Madison is pretty green. As far as the interstate goes, green in both directions. The accident that occurred earlier, the roads have cleared up around that. And down south to Janesville, we're also green in both directions, with green in general for the belt, for both directions of the belt line, and also green in the southbound belt line from Sun Prairie to downtown. And that's your firstborn traffic. Back to you guys at the desk.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Next at 5, some tips on how to talk to your kids about the violence happening overseas. We'll have that story when we come back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Think all Medicare plans are the same? Think again. With Dean Health Plan, you can get the coverage you need with premiums as low as $0 a month. That includes medical, hospital, and prescription coverage with $0 copays for primary care doctor visits, plus extra benefits like comprehensive dental and savings on over-the-counter pharmacy items. Call 1-855-822-6173 now to request your free Dean Health Plan guide. Dean Health Plan, right here with you.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Hi, my name is Kyle Wonkel, and this is my John Deere. We farm corn and beans, wheat. It's my dad, 2 older brothers, and me. What makes Sloan stand out is just I feel like they've always had our back. 5 o'clock at night the other night, I had an issue with my tractor, called our AMS guy, and he was there, and he did not leave until he got me fixed, and he was there pretty late that night. But I was impressed that he didn't care what time it was, he just got on the road. It's what I love, it's what I know, and I don't ever want to change.
Feldco's got you covered this fall with 40% off windows and 40% off roofing. Plus, no interest for 1 year. 40% off windows and roofing won't last long. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
With Dad's arthritis, he struggles with housework and bathing, so I called A Grace. Yes, A Grace. With their age-at-home service, Dad gets the help he needs to stay independent at home.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
It hits you when you step into any of the 3 Willie Street Co-op stores. The smell of freshness. We work with hundreds of farms and vendors to bring you natural, organic, and local food selection unmatched in Madison. Everyone is welcome at Willie Street Co-op, and if you join our more than 30,000 owners, you'll get more sales, discounts, and perks. Fresh, local, organic, yours. Willie Street Co-op.
You're the people who make junk disappear?
We brought a whole truckload of magic.
1-800-JUNK. I love you.
We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Welcome back. What's happening in Israel and Gaza can cause a heightened sense of stress and anxiety, especially among children.
Mandy Gaither has more from health experts on how to talk to kids about what's happening in today's Health Minute.
The images are scary and heartbreaking. As violence continues in Israel and Gaza, it can all feel overwhelming.
You might have personal connections to it. You might be experiencing some triggers from something from your past. And so it's really important to just be aware of what you're feeling and then let go of any shame or judgment around that.
Licensed therapist Jody Baumstein says for young children who haven't been exposed to accounts of the violence, there's no need to talk to them about it. But for older kids who have heard about or seen violent things, she says to be proactive. Don't wait for them to come to you. Talk to them. It's okay to not have answers to their questions.
Really, that's not what they need. Kids don't need a script. They need you to be in it with them and let them know they're not alone in it.
Baumstein says to let them guide the conversation based on what's on their minds. Then listen and offer ways to cope.
How to kind of check their thoughts and see if it's accurate and it's helpful. And you're teaching them strategies to regulate. So if they're feeling overwhelmed, there are things that they can do to calm their body and calm their mind.
If it all feels too overwhelming, take a break from the exposure to the violence. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And the experts also say pay close attention to your child's behavior.
If they're suddenly withdrawing or not engaging in activities with friends, they may be struggling, and it could be time to seek help from a healthcare professional.
Well, stay with us. We'll be right back with a final check of your firstborn forecast.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Don't need glasses. See us for your contacts and save on your annual supply.
Get 11% off everything now at Menards. Mastercraft makes great doors inside and out, building the highest quality doors in a wide selection of styles. Pick up this half-moon light steel door for $284.99 after rebate. Finish your projects with a foam sealant you can rely on. Loctite expanding spray foam fills, seals, and insulates windows and door jambs without bowing. Right now, pick up Loctite tight window and door foam for just $649 after 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
At Lawton Cates, your life counts is more than just a slogan. It's connecting you with top medical specialists after a serious injury. It's holding the insurance company responsible for your lost wages and your hospital bills. It's a guarantee that we'll be with you every step of the way and won't accept anything less than the maximum payment you deserve. We'll speak with you for free, and there's no fee until we get results for you. Your life counts. Lawton Cates. Call us today.
Now's the time for a new Leisure Concepts hot tub, so check out this amazing special purchase. This 6x7-foot hot tub seats 4 adults beautifully, has a powerful 3-horse jet pump, LED lights, 24 stainless steel jets, and a thick winterproof cover. The best part, right now it's just $59.95, and that includes delivery and training. Just $59.95 for all this. Get to Leisure Concepts ASAP and get yours delivered now.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With inflation rising at record levels and incomes not keeping pace, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
We've got a lot of news coming up. Live from Tel Aviv, we speak tonight with a mother and daughter who escaped to the kibbutz Kfar Aza, where Hamas brutally murdered residents. 13-year-old Renana telling us when she left her home, she smelled war. That's tonight here on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up tonight at 6, our breaking news coverage of the East Side shooting continues. We'll hear from neighbors who tried to save the teen who lost her life. That's tonight. Next hour, News 3 Now at 6. Let's go back. Jacob, one final check of the forecast.
Yeah, like I mentioned, we have that alert day, and ironically, it's on Friday the 13th in October. It was just something that I was made aware of just recently. But in general, we are going to see that rain chances increase over the next 12 hours or so. By tomorrow during the day, there's a really good chance of rain with a slight dip Thursday night, and then it's going to peak Friday and Friday night, and that's when the alert day is for. But then over the weekend, the rain chances will slowly diminish. By the time we get to next work week, we're not expected to see quite as much rain, at least to start the week. We do have a chance of rain towards the end of the week. And on top of all this rain, we're also going to see some pretty windy conditions with wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour. You know, we haven't really had a lot of wind. Typically, it's less windy over the summer, but even with that, we haven't really had a lot of wind issues lately. So this might be some of the gustiest winds that we've seen in quite some time. Now, temperatures are going to remain in the 50s, lower 50s for the beginning of the week, lower 40s for lows. Those temperatures are going to possibly drop back into the 30s by the middle of next week as the drier air sets in, and then we have that chance of rain for the end of the week. But right now, it's not expected to be nearly as bad as the next couple of days. So if you have any plans Friday, it's probably going to be a washout. Now, for the Badgers game at 3 p.m., I mean, it's probably still going to be raining. It's still going to be a little windy, but it's not going to be as bad as it will be Friday for sure.
Jacob, thanks. We're back in 30 minutes. CBS Evening News is next.